Hey there, folks! Today, we're diving into a fascinating story that's got me thinking about power, legacy, and the fine line between the two. We're talking about Donald Trump's obsession with a pet project, and how it's come back to bite him. Now, you might be wondering, why is this so ridiculous? Well, let me tell you, it's a tale of a man who's been humbled by his own ambitions. Imagine this: Trump, the former president, wants to build a grand ballroom at the White House, a place he doesn't actually own. He's like a tenant with delusions of grandeur, and his plan has hit a major roadblock. A court has stepped in, saying, "Hold up, Mr. Trump, you can't just knock down walls and build whatever you want." This is a perfect example of how power and ownership are two very different things. As a real estate mogul, Trump was used to putting his name on buildings he didn't fully own, but the White House is not his personal playground. What makes this really interesting is that Trump has faced very few checks on his power during his presidency. He's appointed judges left and right, reshaping the judiciary to his liking. Yet, even with all that power, he couldn't just ignore the rules. The court's decision is a reminder that there are limits to what even a powerful president can do. Trump's attempt to end birthright citizenship, his global tariff regime, and his deployment of the National Guard were all struck down by the courts. It's a clear message: you can't just make up your own rules, even if you're the president. Trump's obsession with leaving his mark on Washington is almost comical. He's put his face on passports, his name on coins, and even tried to rename a prestigious art center after himself. It's like he's saying, "Look at me, I'm here, and I'm not going anywhere." But here's the thing: assertion only gets you so far. When it comes to the law, you need evidence and legal authority. Trump's claims of a stolen election or immigrants eating pets might fly on certain platforms, but they don't hold up in a court of law. The ballroom project is a perfect example of this. Trump is right that the White House is too small for its many purposes, but he went about it the wrong way. He could have worked with Congress, but instead, he tried to take matters into his own hands. Personally, I think this story is a great reminder that power and ownership are not the same. Just because you're in a position of power doesn't mean you can do whatever you want. There are rules, and sometimes, those rules are there for a reason. So what's the takeaway? Well, it's a bit of a cautionary tale. Trump's obsession with his legacy has led him to make some questionable decisions, and it's important to remember that sometimes, less is more. You don't always need to leave a mark. Sometimes, it's enough to just do your job and let your actions speak for themselves. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this story and what it means to you. Until next time, keep thinking and questioning.